And now for your Comixium Hypo forecast for February 24th, 2020. Oh dear moly, we have way too many things active right now. We have Ube still a Category 5, only stronger winds with 200 miles an hour now. We have Yakikan, which is still remnant, and Apoyo, which has become an extratropical low at this point. Barumi still exists and is a Category 1 right now. There's also 90Q, 91Q, and 99Q, which the prophecy of every single invest forming is happening yet again. Why am I not even surprised? Because it's happened with every invest. Lucas exceeded my expectations and became a Category 1 tropical cyclone, which the forecasters actually got the name right instead of trying to call it the thing below it, like they did yesterday. But we won't talk about that, so let's continue on. We now have the Australian region, which continues to go insane right now. We now have 4 named storms active: Marian, Niron, Kimi, and Yolanda. Kimi being the most dangerous one and the strongest one, as it gets closer to Queensland each and every moment. 97S has a 10% chance, while 96P has a 60% chance. How lovely. Meanwhile, in the Western Pacific, wait, what the heck is this? Okay, I know my seasons tend to be completely unrealistic, but this just casually took it to a new... I don't even know how to explain this, considering the fact that Mekkhala is now 240 miles an hour with a pressure of 866, which now makes this the strongest typhoon to ever exist in modern history. I mean, how can you ignore the 240 mile per hour super typhoon hurtling towards Guam, where a direct landfall is anticipated there? So anyone in Guam needs to get the fudge out as fast as humanly possible. In the meantime, we have 06W's remnants, which now have a medium chance of formation, while 90W, despite being a freaking Japan latitude, now has a high chance of formation over the next 5 days. Oh dear, I don't even know what to say anymore. I let too much control happen to the Western Pacific, and I don't know if I should regret it at this point or not. Meanwhile, O4G, which I might as well just call land depression at this point, is finally emerging into water probably, and will possibly strengthen into a named storm. The next name is Delta there. Dane has formed in the Mediterranean after Kara's absolute failure in the Black Sea. However, we do think that Dane could potentially become a Category 2 before it makes landfall somewhere in Greece, probably. Here's a look at Arthur, which is now just over the Azores. Winds of 50 miles an hour and a pressure of 995. It is slowly speeding up. Now, on our given forecast track, yes, we can now do tracks now instead of just simple cones. We do think that this system is expected to move northeast, becoming extratropical before impacting the UK. Here's a look at 4G. As you can tell, it strengthens into a tropical storm before making landfall on Michigan. It turns extratropical and then somehow manages to re-intensify and then make landfall again. Here's a look at Kimi's cone, now a Category 4. We do think this is going to strengthen into a Category 5 right before landfall in Queensland. And then it re-emerges still a Category 5 that might strengthen more to 165 miles an hour before making landfall in northern Australia. And then it will curve out and possibly hit Australia for a 3rd time. Needless to say, most of northern Australia will be getting destroyed this week. Or for those southerners who don't know what I'm talking about, Australia's gonna die. Here's a look at Yolanda. As you can tell, the forecasters were right in saying it's not special, as it's not expected to do much except become a Category 1 and then die shortly after. Here's a look at Mekkhala. We should see some freaking rapid awakening soon, considering it goes from 240 back to 155 or whatever within the next 3 days. So, finally, it looks like this thing will freaking awaken finally. This thing has become a monster, a hyperfoon, whatever you want to call it. But Mekkhala, your reign needs to end, because seriously, if you're going to hit Guam as a Category 5, especially at that intensity, you're just freaking insane and probably going to get retired at this point. Here's a look at ferocious Mekkhala, which now obviously stated earlier has 240 mile per hour winds. So you can tell its eye is really tiny over here. What an amazing sight. Not for those in Guam though. And at this point, a bruh moment has occurred for Kimmy, and there is nothing else we can say about it otherwise. Here's the sim for OG, which isn't exactly a sim at all. It's literally just a 5-year-old drawing lines all over the place in a hurricane pattern or whatever. And this is what they call art. I don't even know what the heck they were thinking, but this is not a sim, kids. Do not submit this as sims. This is not a 5-year-old version of a World Nor cartoon world. This is a freaking realistic... Well, wait, never mind. This isn't realistic. This is like Earth, but with 8 times the activity. Well, that means we're done with the video, so let's look at the next names. We got Bertha in the Atlantic, Amanda in the Eastern Pacific, considering that one he failed, Hugo's in the Western Pacific, Oz in the North Indian Ocean, Odette, an Atlantic name in the Australian region, Kundai in the Southwest Indian Ocean, and because list 2 is epic, we're looking for Kanasi in the South Atlantic. Thank you for watching, and let's see how many more Category 5s we can form in this atrocious mess of a chaotic season.